Cherry Valley, Arkansas, in the Languille River watershed, Mike Wood owns a row crop operation that rotates growing soybeans and rice. Wood is a fourth-generation farmer. His son, Derek Wood, is his partner. Together, they farm around 4,600 acres. Woods' farm is located in a critical groundwater area due to the declining water table. Because of this, Wood is concerned with the effects that irrigation will have on his land. Wood and other farmers around the area are aware that many people blame farmers for nutrient overload in streams, lakes, and ponds, which can enhance the growth of algae and weeds. In 2011, Wood was approached to see if he would be interested in allowing a Discovery Farm project on his land to examine the quantity and quality of water on his farm. Discovery Farm projects are set up on privately owned farms by the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture, which conducts research and demonstrations regarding the environmental impact of agricultural production. Wood explains why he was interested in having a Discovery Farm project on his property.
Yes, the main reason that I participated in Discovery Farm is when Mike approached me about the project, I wanted to help him gather as much good scientific data as possible about to either affirm or contradict those that think that the farmers are causing the problems on the Languille River. We do as much conservation as we possibly can because as farmers, the ground and the farm is our livelihood, so we're going to conserve it in any way we can.
Mike Daniels, professor of environmental management for the U of A Division of Agriculture and co-chair for the Arkansas Discovery Farms, works closely with the Discovery Farm farmers on developing best management practices for their farm. He further explains the importance of good water conservation practices.
We are trying to monitor and help farmers understand better about how much water they're using and what the impact of that water use is, irrigation, rainfall, and really to look at how much water is coming off these fields and how much nutrient and sediment are coming with it.
With water being the main concern for row croppers in this area, farmers constantly look for ways to be conservationists. One step that Wood has taken to more efficiently use and conserve water is building a 35-acre reservoir to store his water. Water that runs off his fields enters tailwater recovery ditches, where it can be directed back to the reservoir to be used later for irrigation. This allows Wood to recycle his water, but also any nutrients in the runoff do not leave the farm and can be reapplied as fertilizer during further irrigation. Another conservation measure he uses is reduced tillage of his fields. This allows residues from the last crop to remain on the land and protect the surface soil and nutrients from eroding off during rains. Wood has also installed switchgrass buffers on the edge of some of his fields to filter out sediment and nutrients before they can reach a stream. Wood further explains some of the practices he uses on his farm.
It's anything from tillage to minimum till to no-till. We plant our soybeans on 38-inch twin rows with the monosim planter. We found that really helps us to conserve on the amount of seed that we have to plant. And but whenever possible, we try to no-till our soybeans behind rice, and also on second-year soybeans. If the weather allows, the previous harvest, if we're able to get in there without rutting the fields up, we will try to no-till whenever possible.
Discovery Farm research focuses on water that runs off agricultural fields. On one field being monitored, Wood uses traditional flood irrigation for both rice and soybeans, and the runoff drains through a switchgrass border. The other field uses furrow irrigation during soybean rotation. To get the water to the crops, Wood uses polypipe. Polypipe is a flexible hose that is laid across one end of the field with holes for every row of crop. Once the water is turned on, the polypipe expands and water exits through the holes, flowing between the crop rows, allowing water to irrigate the plants. Irrigation specialist Chris DeClerc from Delta Plastics of the South worked specifically with Wood on developing an irrigation program that fits his farm, using a web-based computer application called Pipe Planner. The company has a new H2O initiative, which focuses on reducing groundwater usage by 20% on the farm by 2020. DeClercq explains the setup that Delta Plastics works with on Woods Farm.
So with the Woods Farm, I came out with Derek Woods, and myself and Mike Daniels got a flow off of the well. Another piece of data that we need in order to create a good design is elevation along the poly pipe. So the poly pipe runs in this direction right behind me, and it goes all the way down here to the west, or to the east here. And the way we got that data is Derek was able to get that elevation data directly off of his tractor. He then synced that data into a particular program, which we then downloaded and then uploaded directly into Pipe Planner. So it gave us a sophisticated method of getting the data off of the tractor, downloading it, and then easily importing it into Pipe Planner so we can get as precise of data as we need in order to create a very efficient design.
Wood also has flow meters set up at specific intervals across the fields to regulate the amount of water that is used to irrigate the crops. Surge valves allow farmers to water different parts of the field that need it more. This allows farmers to conserve water by reducing how much water drains off the field. Cross County Extension Agent Rick Wimberly explains the surge valve that he has set up to regulate water flow on Wood's operation.
By using surge technology, we have found that we can run these irrigation wells and commit that entire well to one set or one side of the valve, which allows us to push the water a little bit faster through the field, and at the same time preventing the loss of irrigation water through soaking down in the soil profile to the point that it's unavailable to the plants.
The Discovery Farm project on Woods Farm has 2 collection stations. After it rains and water runs off the fields, the collection station is triggered to take a sample. Once a sample is collected, a text message is sent to the Discovery Farm field technicians, so they know to come out to the farms to take the samples back to the water quality lab. Researchers look for total suspended solids and amounts of nitrogen and phosphorus in the samples to see exactly what is running off the fields. With the collection of sound baseline data underway, Wood and many others are eagerly waiting to see the results. Researchers and Wood expect the data to show that low amounts of nutrients are running off Wood's fields because of the best management practices being used on the farm. For more information on Arkansas Discovery Farms, visit discoveryfarms.uark.edu.